Anyone who has ever lived with an orange cat knows that they are special. But just how special? Scientists finally figured that out this year. And it turns out orange cats aren't just acting different, they are genetically different. And just when you thought they couldn't get any weirder, researchers found that a missing piece of DNA makes a normally quiet gene go rogue in their skin cells. That's what gives them the classic orange color primarily seen in male cats. And here's the kicker. It's not found in any other species, only in orange cats, because orange cat. Hi everyone, I am Dr. Oz. In this video, I'm going to chat about the wonderfully weird world of orange cat genetics. We all know cats like to do things their own way, but now orange cats are taking it to another level. For most species, the genes that control color are located on the non-sex chromosomes, the ones that are not the X and Y chromosomes. But orange cats, they thought that was too boring, and they put their color gene on the X chromosome, which complicates things. It also explains why the vast majority of orange cats are male. Here is your first of 4 trivia questions throughout this video. What percentage of orange cats are male? 80%. Before we go any further, let's make sure everyone is on the same page with some common terminology. DNA is basically our body's instruction manual. A gene is a section of DNA with specific instructions on how to make a protein. We use proteins for many things, and a few examples are for signals, think hormones, structure, think muscle and bone, enzymes, think digestion, and antibodies to fight off infections. In orange cats, this is the gene of interest. It's normally involved in how cells communicate during development and has even been linked to cancer in humans. But here's the fun part. This gene was never known to have anything to do with coat color until now. Here comes the weird orange cat twist. Never has this gene been associated with coat color in any species until now. Normally, this gene is not even turned on in pigment cells. In other species, it just sits there quietly, not doing a thing. It turns out, a deletion in the non-coding part of this gene in orange cats actually turns the gene on in skin cells, and only skin cells. Other cells in the body are not affected as far as we know. We have known about this deletion for some time. What we didn't know is how this gene's activity actually affected coat color. What is the technical term for orange cat freckles? Lentigo simplex, which is commonly seen on the nose, lips, and gums of orange cats. You'll also notice more freckles in these locations as your cat gets older. There is no need to worry as it is a benign pigmentation. The protein made from this gene interferes with the normal coat color genes, effectively interfering with melanin production and disrupting the normal production of the black and brown pigments, which would normally result in a black, brown, or gray coat color. By disrupting this pathway, an orange color results. This gene is found on the X chromosome. Remember, we have 2 sex chromosomes, an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. Females are XX and males are XY. We have known that the gene responsible for the orange coat color was on a sex chromosome since most orange cats are male. Since male cats only have 1 X chromosome, if the orange gene is found on the one and only X chromosome, that male cat will be orange. It is much easier to get a male orange cat than a female orange cat, which would require an orange gene on both X chromosomes to have a truly orange female cat. Wait, why does a female need the gene on both X chromosomes to be orange, but a male only needs the gene on its one and only X chromosome? Great question. Diving a little deeper into genetics. Since females have 2 X chromosomes, the body turns off 1 X chromosome in each cell in a process called X inactivation, and it's totally random. To have a completely orange female cat, both X chromosomes need to have the orange gene, so when an X chromosome is turned off in each cell randomly, it won't matter because the orange gene is on both chromosomes and the cell will always produce the orange color. As you can imagine, the probability of this happening in a female cat is low. That's why you don't see many female orange cats. Instead, X inactivation allows for more color variance and patterns. If only 1 X chromosome has the orange gene, Calico and Tortoiseshell colors are more likely to occur, which is almost exclusively seen with female cats. Without getting too bogged down with the details, if the X chromosome with the orange gene is left on with X inactivation, the fur will be orange. If the X chromosome with the orange gene is turned off and the other active X chromosome does not have the orange gene, the fur will show a different coat color, more commonly a female calico or tortie. And this mutation is thought to have occurred at least 900 years ago, since 12th century paintings have cats with an orange coat color. What is an orange cat's favorite letter? M. It's right there on their forehead. The M is a classic characteristic of any tabby cat, not just orange tabbies. To learn more about calico and tortie cats, including their genetics, check out my All About Calicos video. If you know a little bit about genetics, then you know that through the process of evolution, genetic mutations that allowed one to adapt to their environment better gave them a survival advantage, which allowed those mutations to get passed off to future generations. A classic example are the peppered moths during the Industrial Revolution. When pollution darkened the trees, darker moths blended in better and were less likely to get eaten by predators. The darker, peppered moths were more likely to survive, which allowed them to pass their genes for a darker color on to future generations. But with orange cats, there is no obvious survival advantage. It is more likely that humans found their coats beautiful or unique and selectively bred or simply favored orange cats over time. So yes, humans probably had a hand in spreading the orange gene. What is cool about this discovery is that it flips how we normally think about genes. We've known about this mutation for a while, we just didn't understand how it affected a cat's coat color. Usually we say, if you have this gene, you have this trait. But with orange cats, it's more like, if you have this gene and it's switched on in the right kind of cell, then you'll have this trait. Just having the gene doesn't make a cat orange. It's the fact that this gene gets turned on in pigment cells and interferes with other coat color genes by blocking the normal black and brown pigment that makes all the difference. Applying all this information to calico and tortoiseshell cats, the same thing happens. In the orange patches, the gene is on and active, blocking black and brown pigment, hence the orange color. In black or gray patches, the gene is turned off. More orange gene protein, less black, brown, and gray colors. Which color gene is dominant over the orange color gene? The white color gene, which is more apparent in calicos when it is present. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this the same gene that gives orange cats their personality? The truth is, we don't know. This gene does play a big role in the brain, so it's possible there is some overlap. However, there is no scientific proof and hardly any scientific studies on cat personalities. Instead, orange cat personality is most likely a reflection of gender over anything else, since most orange cats are male. And in regards to orange cats only having one brain cell, yeah, still no data on that either. Sorry. And all of this only adds to the orange cat stereotype. So the next time your orange cat does something ridiculous, just remember, they're not weird. They are scientifically and genetically special. What other secrets do orange cats hold? Only time will tell. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video.